Welcome back to the Better Building World, where in the last episode, we built up this happy guest garage. We still don't have anything in this area back here, but maybe in the upcoming episodes, we will be able to fill in something here. And now at the very end of the last episode, I tasked you guys with naming our 5 happy guests. And well, we got a lot of suggestions. I have handpicked 5 different ones to go. And now I don't have really any name tags, so we're gonna have to use signs with the glow ink and some dyes. Starting off over here for our purple guy, we are going to be naming this one Coda. And this comment is from Coda1v9. Thank you very much for the suggestion, and you are now in the Better Building World. Next up, we have our orange guy, which this one we are going to be naming Banana Peel. And this was suggested by Jim H6Y. And then I'm actually going to skip the cyan one, and we're going to move over here to the red one, where the red one is going to be named S'more. And this one was suggested by Ella. Next up over here, we have the lime one, which hopefully I don't butcher this name, but we're going to be naming this one Asika, which this one was suggested by Z1 Who Won. And then finally, for our cyan, the most sophisticated name that I could find in the comments, Greg. And this was suggested by Jellyfish Official. It was honestly hard to pick out of all of the comments just 5 because I liked a lot of them. Welcome all to the Better Building World. Now, if you remembered in the last episode, I mentioned that we are going to be taking care of the end in this episode. And that is exactly what we'll be doing, plus, you know, some other stuff. What I want to do today is, well, 1, finish that terraforming, and 2, start developing this middle area, because right now, it is still just the plains biome. So what I was thinking to start off this area is actually to make some builds, or really one main build that is going to be to hide a couple farms. And well, by a couple farms, I really mainly mean one. And that I want to build a rocket shop out here, because eventually this is going to be a form of a town. So the first build that we will be building is going to be, like I said, a rocket shop. With the main reason for a rocket shop is going to be because if we are getting our pair of wings today, we are going to want to be able to fly with rockets and everything. Now, there are some things that we need to do to prepare for everything. And the first thing for me is going to be mending. I want to be able to get mending on at least an elytra. I'm not saying that I need it on all my tools just yet, but what I'm thinking is I know that there is an acacia village out in that direction. If we go out there and just grab one of those villagers and just throw a lectern down, just re-roll it a bit until we get mending, then we can start maybe even putting it on all of our gear, because we are going to get a lot of XP from killing the dragon. It would be very nice to heal up basically all of our tools at once. And now the other thing is too, is that I'm going to need something that I can also trade for emeralds so that we can actually buy the books. I think for right now, the easiest thing to do is to grab our sugarcane and we'll be able to trade paper. That is, as long as our mending trade also has paper above it. And this is another reason why we will be building a sugarcane farm today on top of everything, because one harvest only got me 36 sugarcane. Just packed up a couple other things that I think we might need. Now, well, after a quick sleep, we will be ready to head over to the Acacia Village. So let's do this. And here we are. That was actually a really short trip. I mean, the house is only right there. All right, I'm just gonna lead up my horse right here so he doesn't go anywhere. And then I need to go around and remove some professions so I can get a guy that has nothing. Ooh, free map. It actually seems like we already have a librarian around here because there is a workstation in there. But the question is where is he? All right, let's just see if I place down this lectern if one of them wants to come over to it. Ah, you do. All right, sir, I am totally not trapping you in a box here. I just need to re-roll your trade until you give me mending. And please do me the favor of not taking that long. Man, I really did not think I was going to have to start doing this again after doing my entire trading hall on Autocraft. But here we are, getting mending once again. But to be honest, though, I'm fine with this because mending, it's kind of a necessity. I'm thinking we might also go for 2 different books, because also getting Unbreaking 3 would be very beneficial too, since not only would be able to put that on the elytra, but my boots also need it. So I didn't want to put anything really in this series about working with villagers because it tends to be kind of boring. So I did everything off camera. Right down here, I have gotten both a Mending Villager and an Unbreaking 3 Villager. And both of them are for pretty cheap trades. I mean, the Unbreaking 3 we did end up getting for 1 emerald, but that's okay. Because I already have myself 3 Mending books, and if we just continue to work away, we can easily get an Unbreaking 3. Because as of right now, we just need at least 1 Unbreaking 3 book that we can put for the elytra. And for curing up those villagers, I did actually go into the Nether Fortress, and I've already gotten all of the blaze rods that we are going to need for today. I think I got a total of 19. So we will have plenty. So all we really need is going to be a decent bow and ender pearls for the ender eyes. And now I'm actually curious, because with all of the skeleton farming that I did in the last episode, I'm wondering if we have any decent bows that we could already just combine. If not, we are level 30, so we could do some enchants. All right, so let's see. We only have 1, and that is a power 3 flame and a power 3 punch 1, so we would get power 4 punch 1 and flame from this guy. I don't know if that's worth it. I'm going to go see what do we get for a level 30 trade on a bow. If it's infinity, we are definitely doing that. Actually, I'm realizing we really don't need infinity because we have all the arrows from that skeleton farm. So I can't believe I'm saying this, but this world might be the very first time that I ever go for mending on a bow. I've always been a huge infinity guy, but I don't know, maybe it's time to switch up. All right, let's see here, and it's going to be a punch 2. You know what? Not caring about infinity anymore, let's just do it. So, and it's just gonna be punch 2. I was hoping also for like a power 4, so then we can combine with the other bows to get power 5. It's fine, it's fine. We'll have still a power 4, punch 2, and flame bow, so I guess that'll be pretty good. If we combine and put mending on that as well, that'll be a pretty good bow. And here we go. This bow isn't going to be too shabby at all. This will be able to kill the dragon at least. And I actually think that we are almost there for being ready to fight the dragon. The only thing that we're missing is, of course, the ender pearls. So I am thinking that we just make some boats, or really just 1 boat. This is all we got. And we go into the nether, into the warp forest biome, because in these we have the spawns of the endermen, which is exactly what we need here. That is, if I could find any endermen. Here we go. Here's our first set of endermen. And pretend like I made that parkour shot. I have basically walked through the entire thing at this point. And this is why this is so overpowered, because I can just do this, and there's a free ender pearl. And now just to do this like another 14 times. Oh my... How did I just save myself from this? Man, is it nice to have fire protection on your armor. Because if I go into free cam here, I accidentally chucked an ender pearl into the lava lake. Wow. All right, we got a total of 13 ender pearls now. I'm going to keep those in the inventory just so I don't throw them again. All we should need to do now is just collect our final materials, and then we're ready to fight the ender dragon. I think this is the most prepared that I could be, because this is also going to give us the blocks that we'll need to go and also get our elytra afterwards as well. I don't want to bring my horse with me, as we're probably not going to be coming back to that area. So let's see here. Let's throw our first ender eye, and it's in that direction, the area that I just came from. Well, let's get running. Where'd it go? Wait, oh wait, I think it went underground. Did it go in the ground? I cannot find this at all, but judging by that, it had to have gone underground. So maybe it's time for us to dig? I'm gonna make it easy, and I'm just gonna do one of these tunnels to go down. Hey, I'll take some free diamonds while digging out this tunnel. Oh, and here we go. We are in the stronghold. And now the question is just where's the portal room? I have no idea how long this will take me to find it, but we do have the library over here. Riptide 3, Protection 3. I will actually take that. I think, yeah, my helmet and my chest piece both only have Protection 3, so we can actually use this right now. I think I'll put it on my chest plate here. So yeah, there we go. Protection 4. Oh, and then here's another library right next to it. This is a weird generation. And there's diamonds. Oh, we do have a power 4 and efficiency 4. Now, the difficulty is, do we actually use this for power 4 to up this to power 5? Or do we go for efficiency 5? A little part of me wants to go for that efficiency 5. But we won't do that just yet because I know that I'm going to want to wait until we get back because we need XP for that first, obviously. And I have officially gone in a loop already. This is not looking too good. I don't think I went this way before. I can actually not find this at all. Even in this area that I have just found by like digging through the wall here. This is the room that we came in on, and I realized this door was here, and there was this like fake wall here blocking this area off. I did just find this. Maybe it's up here. This is all new stuff. I haven't seen this before. Please, this thing is actually very, very large, and I don't know how. I have not found this stronghold, or I haven't found the room yet. And again, I just found another one of those. This is a fake wall right here. I swear, if it's over here, that would mean it is behind 2 fake walls, in which it was. This stronghold was behind 2 fake walls. And it seems that it already has 1 eye filled in, which is good, because we have 13 left over. All right, but I will set my spawn here just in case. And there's no point in us standing here and waiting. Let's just light to this portal. There we go. That is still, for some reason, the loudest thing ever. All right, let's do this. Let's kill the Ender Dragon. It has been a long time since I have killed the Ender Dragon. Well, just alone. It's been a while since I've killed the dragon. But also, it has been a while since I've done it solo. I don't think I have done this solo since the hardcore days, which you'd be a long time veteran of the YouTube channel if you remember that. All right, let's do this. All right, so our spawn platform spawns underneath an island. That's okay. Let's just bridge over. Hopefully we don't get hit first. That would be not ideal. And now I'm going to make this dragon fight look as quick as possible to you because, well, it's the same every time. All right, there go all the crystals. Time for the dragon. And there we go. My first bow shot landed is on the dragon. That is awesome. Here we go, and wait for it, wait for it. There we go. We have been successful and officially killed the Ender Dragon in the better building world. And now comes all the XP. Now, I didn't really bring anything to grab the egg with. Oh, and I looked at an Enderman. So I guess we're going to have to use a stone cutter to pick up the egg. And I'm not going to waste any time because I want to spend the least amount of time in here as possible. Let's go through here, and who knows? Maybe we'll get an end city right away. That would be ideal, but let's see what happens. All right, here we go. Remote getaway. Do we have an end city? I don't think we do. That's okay. That's okay. I'll just have to find one. Oh, wait, there's one right there, but it's not that big. Still might as well get my hands on a few shulker boxes. I'm realizing now that once again, I have forgot to bring a shield. Every single time that I go end busting, I forget to bring one. Oh man, does this make life nice right now that I can just shove everything into here. Oh, and there we go. Not too far from the first one because that one's right there. Here's another one, and it has an end ship. And oh man, this is absolutely huge. We're gonna get so many shells from this. All right, I just gotta kill this shulker, and here we are, our very first pair of wings. And you know what we gotta do? We have to instantly enchant these with Unbreaking 3 and Mending. We'll be able to take our first flight here in the end city, so I'm just gonna loot the rest of this thing up. Okay, I think I'm gonna call this end city here. I've been being plummeted by these goo things that the shulkers shoot out, making me really just not like shulkers at all. They're just being really annoying. And there's an exit gateway right there, so I'm not gonna fly around anymore. I'm done. Let's get out of here. Here we go. Through the gate and back into the stronghold. All right, let's just do it one more time. All right, so do this one more time, and there we go. Oh, there's more XP here as well. We are back over at our area, and not only that, but we can now fly. And boy, does this area look barren. It is a good thing that we will be starting to progress in this middle area today. One thing that is really nice about now having shulker boxes is that we can start doing bigger projects. For example, what we're going to be doing right now is extending this terraforming that we have here, because we can't just leave it like this, because this looks really bad. What I'm thinking that we do for this area is take this layer here. This is kind of where I want the bottom grass to connect up here. So we'll probably make some sort of transition going this way. But to start off over here, I want to bring kind of everything down to this layer, where we will probably start putting in some cliffs here going around to the connection point over there. But now that we have shulker boxes, I am able to just put together some blocks that we're going to need to do everything here. So let's just pick everything up, and well, I'm going to see where this takes me. This area down here is now completely covered, and if I'm gonna be honest, it looks really weird. We'll probably have more spaces in the area that will be like this. But honestly, I love these areas because it's really nice to be able to go down here to be able to like farm up some grass and stuff. As you see, I've already kind of been doing that over here. I'm also using it to collect moss and all that kind of stuff. I've also made a ladder here now that we can't just jump down. That brings us all the way up into our storage room. And it's just kind of hidden right back here, so you won't be able to see it from this area. But let's take a look at the terraforming once it gets daytime. There we go, much better. But yeah, we just got ourselves some terraforming over here with some details coming along the shoreline. And I've started to put some mud in the water as well, because I think that will look really nice if we do that amongst this entire river here. And then over on this side, what I did is I just extended the grass coming down towards the bottom here, and then added a couple rocks, added a lot of the grass in here, and I've also added some moss here just on the corners, just to make it look like the grass is coming all the way down to the ground. This moss idea isn't something that you can do in every biome. I feel like it only really works in the plains, as the grass is really close to the moss color. If you try to do this in a taiga, in a desert, even in a jungle, the difference of this grass color compared to the moss is just going to be too different, and it's not really going to look right. And I can't believe I'm saying this, but our starter area terraforming is done, and it only took 4 episodes. But I have collected up some course dirt here so we can start creating the pathways, because I think I just want to do our pathways out of straight course dirt on here, where this would be something that we would start up here. So let me just clean this little shulker monster up, and then we'll just start from here and just make a bit of a pathway. Having a pathway going down this hill now makes it also feel so much more completed. But what I've set up here is so that we go down here, we have an offshoot this way, and then we have another offshoot this way, and then right about here can be where we have it like kind of like a town center, I was thinking, and then this will be just another path going off this way, and then we'll probably have another one going off in that direction to connect over to the fisherman's hut. But it'll be somewhere along these paths. I haven't actually figured out exactly where I want to put it just yet, but it'll be somewhere in here where we will be making our rocket shop. However, there is another issue that I'm kind of running into here, and that is food. I'm like very much struggling with getting a lot of food here. As you see, that's why I had to use the horse there, because I am down to only 4 hunger haunches. Well, now 3.5. And if I open my inventory, you can probably see what we're going to be doing here. And it's not necessarily going to be to make a lot of bread, even though it will work for a lot of bread. But I mainly want to use this for getting enough wheat to breed up more cows. Because that is the one thing that I really want, is to just be able to eat a bunch of steak. And I am still using the same farms that I was using from episode 1. That being this little wheat field here as well. This could definitely use an upgrade. So you know what? I'm actually just going to get rid of all the wheat here. And then I want to turn this whole area right here into a wheat field. And here we go. This is a very large wheat field. And I'm not even done with it. I still do want to expand this going further in this direction, like kind of past the cows, past the sheep, past this temporary sugarcane farm, and cover this area as well. So when you're standing over closer to the house, you can see the wheat field kind of rolling over the hill. And this wheat farm has already been very beneficial, as I have already chopped down like maybe 75% of this once, and we've gotten this much wheat. So very useful. We'll be able to make as much bread as we want, and we'll be able to breed up the cows over there as well. And for expanding this, I've also gotten 2 full shulker boxes of wheat seeds. Because when you take a Fortune 3 pickaxe and you use that on all the wheat, you get a lot more wheat seeds than normal. But now we can take this wheat and then make our way up to these cows. And we can just breed them all up, and we'll be able to eat steak here pretty soon on the Better Building World. And now back to the main point that I wanted to do in this episode, which is building up a rocket factory shop thingy-majig. And yes, I zoomed in right here because I decided this is where I want to place in the shop. It's going to be right here on the corner, so it's going to be going a little bit in this way, a little bit in this way. And I think I want to make the entrance to the shop either about here or maybe about here. I want to make it so when you're walking up this pathway here, it will be the main focal point right here. The only thing that would be blocking it is if we put another build right here, which is very much something that we might do. And the idea that I have for this shop is going to be more of like a rundown looking shop, one that looks like it's been there for a while, yet they're actually keeping like the bottom part of the building, which is where the shop is, a little bit more up to date. So I've gathered a bit of materials here, so I want to see what we are able to make. To go with the old look for everything, we're going to be using a mix of bricks, granite, and rooted dirt, and then also adding in some stairs and slabs to make it feel more worn down. And then for the updated part of the shop, we'll be using more mangrove and netherrack and stuff like this. And here we go. Can you be quiet down there? Where are they? Here they are. You? Okay, well, you're just gonna walk away. Be quiet. You? Also, be quiet. This is what I get for not lighting up the caves that's underneath our pathways. Anyways, right here, we have our brand new shop. I was trying to still give off a little bit of the vibe that it's going to be selling rockets with that little hint of red and white. That way you still look at this and be like, hey, that might sell rockets. Or if you come inside, this is going to be where the actual rockets could be stored. We have some examples up here on the shelf. And then we have the awesome, super decorated back room. Like I said, super decorated. And then we have that upper floor up there, which can be rented out as an apartment or something like that. Or it could also just be the owner of this shop, which is that up there is where they live. Now, this sign out here, I've intentionally left blank because what I would like to use is armor stands to make this look better. What I have here are 2 armor stands. And what we can do is I have the armor poser mod here. So what I can do is I can make this show arms and have no gravity. And then I can give it a rocket. And then I would like to swap this to the other hand so it's in the left arm. And then move this up 90 degrees so it's kind of just facing it in front. And then what we can do is make the armor stand invisible and move this rocket up to that sign. So now's the fun part of just moving this along with the positioning here. Might take a couple minutes to get it, but honestly, that looks pretty good. I think I do want to just move this over a little bit here. And then there we go. That is basically what I want this to look like. So it'll have just a rocket sitting on the sign, which I think looks really good. Now I just want to replicate this on the other side. And there we go. We now have the rockets on both sides and they are mirrored. So the little fuse on the bottom of the rockets on this side is going off to the right, and then this one is going off to the left. And with that last little touch, I would say this rocket shop is completed. So the next part in this process would be to create the farms that's going to be located underneath this building. However, I am actually not going to be doing that in this video because I have decided that I really don't want to do much farm building in this series, as this is going to be mainly focused on building. So building up this farm is actually going to be taking place on my Twitch channel, where we will be going live probably within the next week or so, where we will be building up the farms that are going to go underneath this building. And by farms, I really mean probably just the sugarcane farm. The gunpowder will be collected separately. But first, I got to sleep. I think this build looks exactly like how I wanted it to come out, especially with everything kind of looking like it's leaning more off to the left, just with the way that everything just kind of ended up coming out. It's looking like you can take the build and just go up on a diagonal and then it almost goes straight. You won't be able to see this build the entire time, as you'll mainly be able to see the front area when you're standing here. That is, of course, if we actually do put a building over here. There is a high chance that this could just be a tree or even a big rock. Now that this build is complete, I think that is about the time that we have left in this episode. We have gotten a bunch of stuff done today, like working with the villagers over in the savannah, getting our wings here, and also doing things like working on our terraforming finally for this area, and then also building up our rocket factory shop thingy. And I really don't know what I'm actually going to be calling this thing. Probably just rocket shop. Honestly, I don't think there's going to be anything else that we really could name this. But yes, like I said, we will be coming through here on live stream to build up at least a sugarcane farm under there. But for now, I think that is going to be the end of this episode. So I hope you all have a good day or night or whatever it is right now. And I will see you all in the next one. Goodbye.